It's Ron Reader digs the universe. I'm Ron Reader, and this is Ron Reader Digs the Universe. And tonight, I'm waiting out the election. The nuts and bolts of elections, they're not really my thing. I mean, of course, I'm very interested in the rhetoric and politics surrounding elections, but it's all been discussed to death, and all there is right at this very moment is the election itself. Lots of number crunching on TV, lots of wonkery. Personally, I just want the results, let me see what's going to happen, and then I'll talk about it. But for the last week or so, I have been feeling like I'm backstage in costume, makeup on my face, all warmed up, head clear and ready to go, but curtains not for another half hour. I feel like I got an itch I can't scratch. I feel like I got a phantom limb. So tonight the election is my 300-pound gorilla demanding attention. So, a few observations. Like tomorrow, the day after the election, many conservatives believe that COVID-19 will go away because all along it's been a liberal hoax aimed at turning the election against Trump. So, without the election, there doesn't need to be a hoax, so no coronavirus. I guess we'll see where that goes. Or where the count is at this current moment. I don't know, it's around 9:30, 10 o'clock. CNN's got Trump at 99, Biden at 99 and Trump at 95. How exciting. Of course, the fat lady is a long ways from singing on this one, but really, today's election isn't about who gets the most votes. Okay, it's Biden. Biden will get the most votes. Rather, what this election is about is whether or not Trump is going to steal it. I am very happy that the GOP attempt to disqualify 127,000 drive-through votes here in Harris County failed at both state and federal courts. But that's just one victory. And there are tens of thousands of other sleazy, dirty tricks in the offing even as I speak these words. Everything from intimidating vote counters to manipulating the vote count to frivolous lawsuits to see if something sticks on the wall. A lot of these anti-democracy tactics are going to be, they are and have been and are being done in broad daylight, so most of it is going to end up in court one way or the other. Now remember, all the Nazis need is one big judgment to go their way, and the conservatives have spent the last decade or so packing the federal judiciary with their own wingnuts. This is not a long shot. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Hey, did y'all hear about Trump announcing plans to declare victory if it's close enough, just to create a false media and cultural contextual narrative? Worked for W back in 2000, and it could conceivably work for Trump in 2020. Really, I am keeping my fingers crossed. But as totally horrific as it is, Republican cheating isn't the worst thing about this election. No. The worst thing is the nature of the election itself. That is, in a democratic republic such as ours, you don't put fascist authoritarianism on the ballot. You don't get to vote to end all voting forever. But that's what this election is. It's a one-question referendum. Should the United States have a constitution or not? Really, when you get down to it, this is the equivalent of a constitutional convention, something that this country hasn't done since the 1780s. It is totally fucked up that the Republicans have brought us to this point. It is totally fucked up that the Democrats haven't done much to stop them until fairly recently. This election really is about America's soul, and I am disgusted that we have to do it. And that's it for tonight. I'm sure that next week, after a lot of the dust has settled, I will have some much more concrete thoughts on this, so y'all tune in. After all, I'm Ron Reader, and this has been Ron Reader Digs the Universe. Join me, Ron Reader, again next week for another episode of Ron Reader Digs the Universe.